Thank you for tuning in to the second part of our Getting the Most from Your Lectures screencast. So many students, probably thinking about what worked for them in high school, expect that by just showing up at their lectures and listening, they will be able to learn what they need to do well in their courses. But university lectures are not like high school. Professors expect their students to have prepared in advance. In this part, we will back up to the time before your lecture and focus on what you can do to create the conditions to optimize your learning. We are talking about being physically and mentally prepared. To be ready for lecture, you'll need to make sure you get enough sleep. Undergraduate age students need 8 to 9.25 hours of sleep per night for optimal cognitive functioning, including alertness and ability to focus in lectures. And you will only get that if you schedule your sleep around making it in an alert state to your earliest class of the week. Some tips for getting a good night's sleep can be found at the link given on this slide. Also, make sure you've eaten and are hydrated. You don't want to be distracted from your class by a rumbling stomach. Bring a water bottle to class. That can be very helpful. Do you find that lectures sometimes whiz by you too quickly for you to be able to grasp everything? You can't control the pace of lectures, but if you prepare, you will be better able to keep up with the pace. There are several things you can do at your own pace to help you build your understanding of course materials before the lecture. First, you can review the syllabus or course outline to get an idea what the lecture will be about. How does it connect to topics you learned previously? Take some time to review notes from previous lectures so that you can brush up your understanding. Sometimes professors will post their lecture slides or even their lecture notes online before the lecture. Many students like to print off these slides as handouts to take notes on. You could also print off any notes the professor has given you, formatting them with wide margins to leave lots of space to take your own notes. Many classes will have assigned readings. It's usually a good idea to do these before class. At the very least, skim them to learn what topics you'll be learning about and learn some definitions. Often, the professors will expect that you'll have completed all the reading before class, and in that case, you should definitely do so. Take notes from the readings, leaving lots of space, and then bring them to class with you. Then, in lecture, you can fill in new material. It'll make it a lot easier to take lecture notes. You could even prepare by combining your reading notes with notes provided by the professor ahead of time, and then print that off with a wide margin for taking your own notes in class. If you're having trouble getting through the readings, you might want to try a strategy called SQ4R, which can help you read more effectively. See the link on this slide. There's one final step to preparing for your lecture. Where would you sit in a large lecture hall? There is research to suggest that students sitting at the front of a large lecture hall will get higher marks than those in the middle, who will still get higher marks than those at the back. For example, one study of a large physics lecture found that the percentage of A's decreased steadily as the seat location was further from the front. 27% in the front compared to 18% in the back. While the percentage of F's increased, 2% in the front versus 12% in the back. There are a number of advantages to sitting in the front of a large lecture theater. Students who sit near the front can see and hear the professor more easily. The professor can also see you, so that makes you less likely to do something else during your class, such as talking to a classmate, using your phone, or dozing off. Being closer to the professor also means that you'll be able to make eye contact with them, which means that they might recognize you. That makes it easier to seek help if you need it. If you get sleepy during class, you might find that sitting near an aisle can help, so that you can stand up if you start to get drowsy. Finally, if you're left-handed, make sure you snag a left-sided desk, usually near the aisles on the left side of the room. It'll make you way more comfortable. Now that you have found your seat, part 3 of this screencast will address what to do once the lecture begins.